Hello, let's do the New York Times games for Wednesday, October 22nd. Okay, I'm seeing mold, shape, tailor, and fashion. This is to create, not create, but shape. What would be the fifth word? This is to like alter something into something else. This is to create something, to craft something maybe. That would not be purple. We'll just stick that in our back pocket because I do try to get purple first. If I can do it in a timely manner. All right, what's Pharaoh going with? Ancient rulers, things in the Bible. Isn't there a card game called Pharaoh? I feel like that's like a Vegas casino sort of card game. I think there was a city builder computer game called Pharaoh. So yeah, I'm not sure what this is going with. There doesn't seem to be anything that's popping out here. I mean, gas, fire, water kind of go together. I was about to say is like monthly bills, but you don't pay a fire bill. You pay water and gas. I mean, you pay taxes to the fire department. Maybe. Doesn't seem quite right, though. Oh, maybe fire ants, carpenter ants, army ants. These are types of ants. Is there a fourth one? Is Pharaoh ant a thing? Not that I ever remember, but I could see it. Oh, I think that's probably a category, but I just don't know what the fourth one is. So we'll hold off on that one too. Oh, telephone could be monthly bill, your phone bill. We still have gas, water, and electric. That's the obvious one. I don't know why I thought fire. All right, so that's a category, I think. We have the ant category, I think. We have the tailor category, shape, mold. So that leaves writer, pasta, write, cat, and pharaoh. Because I'm not sure which one of these goes with the ant category, if there is one. I'm thinking it's these four, because I think of all of these, Pharaoh is probably the one that would go with the ants. Maybe. I don't see a writer ant, a pasta ant, a write ant, a cat ant. I could see a Pharaoh ant, maybe. Or maybe a cat ant, actually. I don't know. But if I just had to guess, I would probably put Pharaoh in with the other one. So what do these four have to do with each other? Writer, pasta, writer's block, writer, typewriter. Type pasta? Doesn't seem right. I don't want to submit this because I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure about the other categories. Or else I might just submit it as a purple category even if I didn't know what it was. But I'm just not sure if these are the four that would go together. Cat, eye. Cat in the hat. Right. Away. Pasta. I don't know. Writer. You know what? I'm going to risk it. I'm just going to submit it and see what happens. All right. Copycat, copy pasta. Copy pasta. Oh, copypat. All right. And then copyright, copywriter. All right. Copy pasta, I think, is like a meme thing where like somebody, usually some sort of text thing that's like ridiculous and funny and people just copy and paste it. And then eventually they started calling it copy pasta. That's a very chronically online thing to put in here, if I'm right about that. All right. And then I'm guessing the ant one is the blue. What would be where's the fire ant? There it is. Kinds of ants. Okay. And then we have monthly bills and then tailor, shape, mold, and fashion. I think the monthly bills one's probably going to be green. No, darn it. All right. Almost had back-to-back reverse rainbows. Probably should have done it. I should have taken my logic from yesterday's that even though there was one that was a synonym category, it was less obvious than the monthly bill one, I think. That's the logic I used yesterday with the playing card one. and I got it right. And then today I didn't follow that same logic. So, oh well. All right, this one wasn't too difficult. Let's see what they give it. 2.8. Definitely didn't feel like 2.8. But we'll see what the bot says. Oh, wow. I am very surprised by this. I mean, purple was kind of crazy. I guess if you don't know the ants one, yeah, 'cause I thought this was pretty easy. 40%, wow. All right, 98 skill score, of course. 1 in 637 for uniqueness. It's a little high, I think. All right, so almost everybody's either getting yellow or green first. And then blue and purple are way behind. Let's check ever though. Okay, so this one, green is the most forever. A little drop down to yellow, and then a huge drop down to these other two, purple and blue. All right, yeah, the losing games, green, yellow, green, nothing, green, yellow. I guess it's the ants one giving people problem. I mean, well, purple. Purple's kind of nuts, especially the copy pasta one. That one is such an online thing to know. And even I didn't know it. I just put it together after I'd already submitted it. And it took me a few seconds to remember what it even was. Is copyright spelled just like the direction right? Copyright. Because the copywriter, I would assume that the copyright and the copywriter would be spelled the same. And you just add an R to the end of it for copywriter. I want to look this up now. Copyright. Now copyright is spelled with just R-I-G-H-T. So copywriters don't have anything to do with copyright? That's weird. But yeah, I guess the ants one is probably giving people problems. I only knew fire ant, carpenter ant, and army ant. What's a pharaoh ant? Pharaoh ant. The pharaoh ant is a small yellow or light brown, almost transparent ant notorious for being a major indoor nuisance pest, especially in hospitals. I've never seen one of these. They're a tropical species. Maybe that's why I've never seen them. So I live in a desert. All right, let's check the mistakes. Fire, yeah, I put that, or I didn't put that in there. I thought of that. But you don't really, I mean, you pay for fire with your taxes, but it's not the same as your monthly utility bills. Writer, pharaoh, carpenter, army. I think that might be people putting writer in with ants, just not knowing what the fourth ant is. I'm surprised that people know pharaoh ant and not fire ant. Because it's missing from here, too. Fireproof, waterproof, gasproof, mold-proof? Oh, that's an interesting one. I never would have thought of that. There doesn't seem to be a built-in, like, rainbow herring or anything. I think it's the ants giving most people problems. Seems to be a lot of blue in these mistakes. Putting carpenter in with sculpt. The carpenter is the person, whereas these other ones are verbs. You shape, you tailor, you mold. I guess a tailor could be a noun too. But mold and shape are definitely verbs. So they're not going to put in a carpenter with that. It would be... What is a carpenter verb? Carpenter verb. I guess carpenter is a verb. I've never heard it used as a verb. Huh. All right, well, I was a little surprised by the stats there, but I guess it's pretty tough if you don't know your ants. All right, on to the mini. All right, room full of students, a class. Something to bring in a brown paper bag. Lunch. Something harbor, sightseeing area of Baltimore. I don't know. Where many Stephen King novels are set. Maine, I think. That's where he's from. Beagle or bulldog? A dog. Beagle or a hound, maybe? Not going to go there yet. Go bouldering. Climb. Lunar New Year? Redhead of musical movie fame. Annie? Something an actor might steal. A scene. Tear to pieces. Tear to pieces. Not sure what they want. Inner harbor? Breed. Nice. Getting any mini in under a minute lately feels like a miracle. So I'll take that. Shred. Okay. Did I miss anything else? This is the first time in a while I've gotten most of the acrosses right away. I didn't get breed, but that makes a lot of sense. I probably should have thought of that. And then Inner Harbor. Okay. I've been through Baltimore once, but it was only like driving there just to... We were in DC, and we had to drive to Baltimore to catch our flight out. Because for whatever reason, we were leaving from Baltimore, not DC. So I was there for like a couple of hours. We didn't do any sightseeing in Baltimore. All right, on to Pips. Okay, 6. So this is going to be 5-2. No, it's got to be 5-1 or 4-2. I'm not sure. This might be... Let's go like this. Let's go 5 here. And then we could go 1-4 and 2-3. No, we need... No, we can't do 5 up there. Maybe we do 3-2 and... Or maybe we do 3-2 in here by itself, and then this, and then this. No, that doesn't work. I'm way off here. What am I doing? Let's start over. All right, we need 6 in here, so it has to be 5-1 or 4-2. So let's do this. Let's try 5-1. And this is less than 5, so we'd have to go 0-0 and then 5. Okay. That was bad. That was really bad. A minute for the easy. Oof. And there's only 4 dominoes in a square. All right. I don't know why I wanted to stick all 3 zeros in here with the 5. I don't know what I was thinking. I just guessed wrong at the beginning. Okay, on to medium. Ooh, this is a big one. 30. So this is going to be 5 6s. How many 6s do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so all the 6s go in here. This is probably just going to be double 6 right here like this. And then we have 4 of something in here, 4 of something in here. So what do we have 4 of? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2s. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 1s, so it's not 1s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 1s. We have 3 zeros. We have 1, 2 5s. And 1, 2 3s. So these are going to have to be the 2s and the 1s in these two. All right. Well, this can't be a 6 6 here. So do we have a 6 2? We do have a 6 2. So we can put the 6 2 up. And then this one has to be a double. And we still have a 2 0 and a 2 1. How many 1s do we have? We have 4 1s. So this 2 1 can't go up here. So if this is the 2s, it's going to have to be the 2 0 at the top. Because the 2 1 we're going to have to put over here. And it's going to have to go like this. And then we have something with less than 5. That doesn't really matter. Let's see, 6 4. We could do 6 4. 4 5 up? No, we can't do 4 5 here. Because we would need this other 5 up here too, but we need the 6 down here, so that doesn't work. What if we did the 6 5? And then we could do the 6 4 down here. We do the 5 4 up, 4 0 up. Do we have another 0? We do, but this would be 0 3 up. That doesn't work. We don't have enough 3s for this. All right, so maybe the 1s go over here. Let's redo this with the 1s. All right, where's the other 6? Or maybe it's the 4s? Wait up. No, this has to be the 6 1. We don't have a 6. Yeah, we don't have enough 4s for this. So this has to be the 6 1 over here. Or the 6 2. Sorry, 6 2. And this has to be the 2 2. So this is going to have to be the 1s, because that's the only thing we still have 4 of, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this has to be the 2 0. I was right about this. I was right about all this. I just messed up this stuff over here. So is this 6 4? Can I make this work? I'd have to go 4 0. and then 0, 3. Oh, and then 0, 1, or 1, 3. Like this, and then the double 3, and then the less than 5. So, I mean, under 3 minutes, but I could have had that probably easily under 2 minutes. I shouldn't have given up. I should have kept just tweaking this area up here. But once I started failing, I was like, oh, I probably failed on all of it. Let's just start over. And I don't know, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Like, if you're going for speed, sometimes you throw logic out the window and you just go with your gut. And my gut failed me. Well, my gut kind of didn't fail me because my gut said the 2's go here. But then my gut said, oh, you're completely wrong on everything, so go back. So my gut helped me and then hurt me. All right, well, if you're enjoying the videos, please leave a... Wait up, no, that's only the medium. I almost said goodbye. That's only the medium. We still have time to go. So actually, 3 minutes on a medium is terrible. What am I talking about? This one was so big, I assumed it was the hard. All right. Now on to hard. All right, we have 2 different boards here. This has to be a 6-5 here. We could just do the 6-5, but then we'd need a double here, which I think we only have the 2-2. This has to be double 6s. Okay. All right, we have 3 6s. So one of them is going to have to go in here, and the other 2 are going to have to go in here. All right. So where are we putting the 6? We could just put the 6-5 in here. I mean, we could do that. But how are we putting the 6s in here? We could go 6-0 down. But if we do that, how are we getting 10 over here? We need 2 5s because we need the other 6 in here, so we can't do 6-4. We need 2 5s. So we couldn't do this because we need another 6 here. We could do this. We need like 5-1 sticking down maybe. And we need this domino to equal 5. Can we do that? We need this to be a double domino here. Do we have one domino that equals 5? We do. We have the 2-3. We do the 5-3 up. We'd have to do 0-1 here. How are we getting to 8 over here though? That doesn't work. Yeah, this doesn't work. All right, I'm starting to think the 6-5 doesn't go there like that. Of course, I could just be doing what I did on the medium, and maybe I should just tweak things instead of starting over. But let's think about this some more. All right, so I'm guessing the 6-0 goes down because we need a bunch of small numbers in here. If we did 6-5 across here, do we have another 5 that we could put in here? We can go 6-5 like this. And then like 5-1 up. We'd need another 5 in here, probably the 5-3. And then we'd need a 2 with a 5 or 6 in here. Or maybe with a 4. Do we have that? We don't. Okay, so this doesn't work. What if we did the 5-4 and the 5-1? That's 5. We need another 1 in here. Do we have a 1-5 or a 1-6? We don't. All right, so yeah, this doesn't work. Maybe the 6-5 does go up here. Or maybe the 6-5 goes up here. You know, and we could do like 6-4 across here, 4-5 like this. That works for that part anyway. How are we getting to 10 up here? We need 5, the last 2 5s, so we can do 5-1. We need this to equal 5 again, so we do the 2-3. Okay. And then 5-3 pointing up. How are we getting to 8 over here though? That's the problem. These 3 dominoes combined equal 8. How are we doing it with 2? You know. All right. Maybe do like the 5-1. Do we have a 1-6? We don't. Okay, so we can't do that. Maybe we do the 5-1 up. Maybe the 2-2 still goes over here. No, we can't do that. Oh. Maybe we do 6, 0, and then 0, 1 pointing up. And then this has to equal 4. We need the 6, 4 pointing down. That doesn't work because this would be 6 already. We don't have a 0, 5. Man, this is brutal. All right, what 6 haven't we tried down here? We tried the 6, 4 across. What if the 5 is going down to the bottom? We did 5, 1. And we did like 6, 0 pointing up. And we could do like 1, 2. I don't know. This would have to equal 4. We still need a 6 up here. We need both 6s up here. We need 6, 5. So the 6, 5 would have to go maybe like this or like this. And 6, 4. We'd need 0, 5 over here. That doesn't work. What if we did 6, 5 down? No, that's 7. That's already too much. What if we did 6, 5 up? We'd still need 6, 4 across here. No, that doesn't work because we need another 6 up here. All right, how are we getting to 8 over here? This has to be greater than 3, so we need at least 4 over here. It can't be the 6s, because we need all 3 6s over here. So we have a 4, 5, and a 4, 6, so it can't be the 4, 6. Oh, so the 4, 5 has to go over here. Okay. Not sure which way, because it could go either way. We could go 5, 3 like this, and then have a 3 here, or we could do 5, 4 and have a 4 here. We'll figure that out later. All right, so the 5, 4 has to go over here, which means these 2 5s have to go in here. Or 2 of the 3 5s. We need 1 5 down here, 2 5s right here, and 2 6s right here. So that takes care of all 3 5s and 6s that we have left. Okay. How are we doing this? Does the 6 go like this? Did I try this way already? 5, 1. We could have 1, 0. 6, 4. Do we have a 2, 5? We don't. All right. Do this. I don't know if this works this way because I don't know how we have this 6 and 5 right next to each other with both pointing downwards that equals 6 somehow. What if we did the 6, 4 pointing up? Do we have a 2, 5? We have a 3, 5 and a 5, 6. I don't know if it works like this. Maybe we do the 5, 3 down here. And then we'd have to do 5, 1. We'd need this to equal 5. 6, 5, 6, 0. We'd have to have a 5, 3 right here. That doesn't work. Or no, a 3, 3 right here. That doesn't work. Okay, this is really, really, really bad. I'm fairly certain this one's forced. I just don't know if it's with the 4 up here or the 5. But other than that, I'm lost. Come on, come over here. Okay. So we need all the 6s and all the 5s in these 3 boxes here, the 11, the 12, and the 10. Maybe there's something that's forced up this way. We need the 0 up here, so the 0, 1 has to go up here. I didn't notice that before. Because it can't be the 0, 6, because we need the 6s in these boxes down here. Now, if that's horizontal or vertical, I'm not sure, but this 0 has to go here. Okay. That's something. Now, if we did 5, 1, we have a 6, 1, we don't. Maybe the 2, 2 still goes here like this. And maybe the 6, 5 still goes here like this. Maybe that still works. I don't know. Let's try this. 5, 3. Do we have a domino that equals 3? We do. I will have 1, 2 here, so we could do this. And then we'd have to have the 6, 4 up. 5, 1. Actually, I think this works. And then we could just do 3, 2. Wow, that was really bad. This actually works both ways. You could put this 5, 4 the opposite way and then switch this one around. Those would both work. That's interesting. I wonder if this 6, 5 has to go here. Again, that was my initial thought. And then I couldn't get it to work, so I went back. And then I had to go back to it after everything else didn't work either. I probably should have thought about this one earlier. About how this is a less than 1, so this had to be 0, and it couldn't be the 6, 0. So that probably would have helped me narrow things down a bit. So yeah, that was pretty rough. Alright, well, if you're enjoying the videos, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know how you did on all the puzzles today.